Today we're going to take a look at the approvals process that can be implemented in Copado Essentials Plus. This process can help to impose quality gates that you wouldn't otherwise have with Salesforce, fortifying your release process and giving oversight to changes that are being deployed through your pipeline. To enable this feature, simply navigate to the pipeline of your choice. And within each stage, you can now define how many approvals are needed to move to the next stage in your pipeline. Each stage can have a unique number of approvals for instances where you want additional oversight before something is deployed to a less risk-tolerant environment. When you've defined the number of approvals needed to deploy your metadata, click Save, and you're ready to build your work item. Once we're on the Work Items tab, we can start to build our work item by clicking New Work Item, giving our work item a title, and then choosing the pipeline we want to deploy our changes through. Since we just defined the minimum number of approvals needed to deploy our changes within the GM approvals pipeline, we'll select this one to use. After clicking Save, we're brought to the component selection screen, where we can then utilize the diff key to select any Salesforce Metadata API supported component to deploy. Using my custom metadata view, I'll then narrow down the selection of components to deploy forward to just show what's new and changed, and then select a component to deploy. Once I've selected that component, you'll see that I have a couple options in blue showing that I can either validate against the next environment in our pipeline, or since I've defined a minimum number of approvals needed to deploy to the next environment, I have the option to request approval. To ensure I'm following best practices, I'll validate before I request approval to make sure that I'll be able to deploy to the next environment successfully without running into any errors and ensure that I'm not missing any dependencies. Once we've received our successful status, I can then click to request approval, where I'll be directed to designate an approver. By default, the ability to approve is reserved for the team owner role. However, this ability can be extended to anyone with visibility into the work item through sharing. After selecting the approver, an email notification will be sent to them with a link to this work item where they can then select to approve or reject the proposed work item deployment. Our work item is now pending approval, and any updates to the activity on this status, such as a new approval configuration being added or an approval having been made, can be seen under the Activities tab. Now I'll switch over to the Approvers instance to view it from their end, but if they're already logged into their Essentials Plus instance, they'll be able to view all team work items, after which they can access the work item pending approval to review it. After reviewing, they can then click to Review Approval, make their decision, and optionally leave a comment for you to review. Once the comment has been left, they can then submit their decision. And coming back to the Essentials Plus instance where we made the request for approval, if we refresh our screen, we'll then be able to see that our pending status has been changed to approved, and we're now able to deploy our changes to the next environment. By using this added quality gate, you can now fortify your Essentials Plus pipeline to implement a robust release process.